Good morning. My mom has been working on her garden. Last night was my dad's birthday, and one of our gifts to them, us being my brother, my sister-in-law, and their family, as well as, I think I hear a hummingbird, as well as our family, was helping them get two of their very large garden beds under control. These beds really had nothing much had been done to them in years and years and years, and they needed some help. So we are helping them in that process, but in the meantime, we're thinning out some of those plants. My mom had well over 30 years worth of accumulation of irises, of daffodil bulbs, and peony plants. It's just crazy how much those plants had grown over the years, and she actually tossed them in the compost pile. And last night I'm like, no, we have to rescue those plants. We cannot throw them in the compost pile. And I belong to a local gardener group, and I said, I know I can rehome these. So I ended up dividing them up, just tossed them in bags to get them home. And I ended up selling them. So these are getting picked up this afternoon. I need to sort these out for everybody. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then I'm going to take the money and reinvest it into their garden plot and get that looking hopefully beautiful and functional. And she won't have to take care of it, particularly because she has a great fear of snakes, as I know many of you on here also have a dislike for those slimy little sneaky creatures, and she won't have to deal with the gardens and the snakes and all that goes along with them. And we took 2 cars last night. I've got a whole nother pile of, isn't that unbelievable? All those plants, just wow. Ugh, these are huge.
Yes, they are.
So I think there's 9 bags here so far. And I have this pile, and another bag. So I think I'm gonna get my dozen that I need that I've already sold. And then we gotta do the irises and the peony plant. What do you got? Oh, look. Okay, viewers. So, the other day I told you we got a book from The Good and the Beautiful, and it had about pill bugs. Well, there's a pill bug. I told you, Daniel loves pill bugs. There you go, they're pill bugs. But they're gonna open up. Look, they're open there. Art, look at that, show him. See, they just opened up. He's gonna walk across my hand. This one's still afraid of mommy. See that? Can you say pill bug?
Pill bug.
Good job. Oh.
Is the mailman coming too?
Oh no, I'm stuck on my back. Gentle, gentle. Oh, there he goes. You closed him up. He's like, let me go.
Look, hold me up.
It's a pill bug. Oh, he can't turn over. Let's see if we can help him. There we go. Mommy. There you go, Mr. Pillbug.
Mommy?
You want to hold him?
Mommy.
There you go.
Grandma, we have more plants.
Grandma got more plants?
She's coming over.
Oh, really?
Grandma called.
Oh, and you took the message for me? Lydia, thank you.
And she told me to do it.
Want to go put him back in the woods and let him go? Be gentle.
Is this an earthworm, Daddy? It looks like it.
Yeah, it is a little tiny one.
Can you show the viewers here, Daddy? This is a tiny itsy-bitsy earthworm.
Okay, you gotta go. Okay, Janelle is over here trying to separate these. They're really root bound.
I don't want to break the bulb, so you have to use your hands. Okay, there. Now the people I'm selling them to, they're going to have to pull these all apart and plant them individually. So like, this is one bulb. Doesn't look like much, so these do much better when they're in a big group like this, but these guys have been there for well over 30 years. So these bulbs will actually get a whole lot bigger when they are separated a little bit more. And several people ask me, oh, do we just put these in the garage and leave them until fall? And the answer is no. The plant uses the leaves to actually create new flowers for next year. So if they were to just let these die, the bulbs would... Okay, thank you. These plants would more than likely not flower next year because they need the energy from the sun and the leaves to build that bulb back up for the fall. So I I told the people that what they're going to want to do is take the bulbs, plant them, put some compost, put some manure in the hole. They're going to look a little bit like this all year. Well, until mid-July when they finally die down. And that's okay. They're going to just look kind of blah. And next year, they should come back and they should look beautiful. So that's how they're going to deal with these. Don't store them. If you dig up your bulbs in the spring, don't store them until winter or fall. Just plant them now. They'll look a little icky, but that way they'll keep flowering next year. Okay, so I have a little update on our plant sales. I have a whole bunch of plants here. Those are different people that are picking them up. More over here. My parents came over and dug up the rest of their plants that they actually had thrown in the compost pile, but they were fairly fresh. These are roots. I don't know if they'll grow or not, so those are free. But over here, they brought over 6 more bags of the peonies, so I'm going to go ahead and try to sell those. A lot of people wanted the peony plants, so now that I found we have more, trying to reach back out and contact them. But who knew that plants would be such a hot asset? If everything sells, we're going to profit right around $200. I'm going to take that money, reinvest it into my mom's garden, and make it look pretty. Yep, that's good. We're outside after lunch and I have not had time. The green peppers and the banana peppers, all those plants should have been transplanted about 2 weeks ago. Just haven't had time, but it's been really cool. So Lillian and I are transplanting. Someone was getting rid of this table. We're going to actually use this in the greenhouse as my garden table, but I moved out to the sun. It's kind of cool today. Yep, put a little bit of soil in each one. Oh, there goes the wind blowing your stuff away. It's okay, Lily. It's okay. Don't drop your dirt, honey. Thank you. And go ahead and put some dirt in all the little holes, and then we'll get our peppers in, okay? You're doing great. These guys are doing fabulous, but you can see these peppers are they've outgrown their space. So we're going to transplant these guys. The tomatoes have already been transplanted and the eggplants have already been transplanted, and you can see they are really thriving. They're doing really well, and I'll put these in probably about 2 weeks, right around Memorial Day, maybe a little bit later. These plants don't do so well if it's cold out, so it's okay if you wait a little bit longer. And then these guys all need to get transplanted too. So I don't know, we'll see how I do on time today, but that's what I'm working on next. I haven't given you guys an update in a while on the greenhouse.
That's because not much has changed on the greenhouse, I hate to say.
Really?
Yeah, we've tried, but we've been so busy with the pigeon coop.
Well, there's the chicken coop / shed. Yeah. The charities that we built that on Saturday.
Go back for a plant farm to work with.
Go back and watch that video. You can see all that detail. But Art just caulked. And if you guys don't know what all these different pieces of glass came from, where did they come from?
Aquariums.
Yep. So we're just repurposing glass using some, I presume it's waterproof caulk.
Yes.
And we're going to wait for that to dry. This is the vent. And the vent, let's see, I've got chickens out here. This is where they've been running. They're happy. Look how happy they are. Hey, girls. The vent goes down the middle right there. And that we will be able to open and close as needed on hot days. Hey, girls. There's the rest of them. There's one of the chickens. How are you, girl? Yeah, hello. You happy, girl?
I feel her heart beating.
Yes, you do feel her heart beating. Nice girl, nice and calm. The greenhouse has actually worked beautifully for keeping the chickens, so they have the free range of the coop and the warmth of the greenhouse, but then they can also run back to their little home there where their food and water is. And it's just been really good for them. Very glad we had this time. Silly chickens. It is 4 o'clock and I finally finished transplanting everything. That took me over 2 hours to get everything transplanted, but it's all done. This is what I had done a couple weeks ago. You can see how much the plants benefit from transplanting. Starting out in those trays with 96 plugs is great to start with, but then you've got to transplant them. So there's everything. Tomatoes, peppers, eggplants were from last time, onions were from last time, basil, and this set of tomatoes. But you can see how beautiful they are. They have done really, really well. I know I probably sound like a broken record, but are you cleaning? Thank you. The seed starter mix makes such a huge difference in your success, along with a really high quality liquid fertilizer. I use, I don't remember the brand name. I'll put the link down in the description below. I buy it by the quart and it's expensive, but it works. It makes the plants so healthy and strong. And if you enjoy gardening, try it. The stuff is magic. What are you doing, Daniel? No, he's mowing his house. Are you riding your bike? Zoom, zoom. There he goes. Uh-oh, you fell into the hole. I don't think I've even shared with you half of what has been happening recently, but it's been just crazy. Everything that's been going on. I'm gonna have a seat here. Sitting backwards, we'll see if I can topple down the hill. You guys know that we've had the chicken coop and all of that, or the pigeon coop, and all of that has entailed a lot of work. I think it's been a blessing for Charity to be able to not have the expenditures for her chicken coop. No, we're not going to do a fire today. But that has led to my yard being a disaster. Being out here, you probably can see it. I mean, we have our laundry drying, but it's just disaster everywhere. There's more back there. And then if we go down here, it's all over here. And you guys can't even see what's behind the plywood. It's an ant. It's all right, honey. Oh, if I get up here. Let me show you guys. This is real life. This is what happens when you reclaim a project. You have to deal with everything. So these are a lot of the pigeon boxes, things like that. I'm not sure what we're doing with those. I really don't know. This is miscellaneous wood. I'm not sure what's happening to that. And then over here, Charity wants to reclaim these pigeon coops, probably pressure wash them, and then repaint them, and she wants to turn them into a bookshelf. I think it'd be really cute. We got some 4x4s over there, and then just miscellaneous things that came from the coop that have to be dealt with. Art and I are huge believers on sharing real life with you guys. We're not going to sugarcoat anything and be like, oh, it's so fabulous. Reclaiming a project that size is huge. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy, and it's not just the tearing down part, it's what happens to all the stuff when you bring it back home. In our case, a lot of the wood is getting put back into the chicken coop. I know several of you guys thought we were going to rebuild it exactly how it was, and we're not doing that. We actually changed the size. We want it a little bit smaller, and it's going to be a shed/chicken coop. You will use a lot of the wood, but we probably are going to have leftovers, which is fine. It's always good to have leftover wood for projects. Hi, Daniel. But that's reality. If you guys are into reclaiming, or you are tempted to reclaim something, be prepared. It's not just a 1 or 2 day project, it's weeks. And you have to have a way and an outlet to deal with what you're bringing back. That being said, we have a lot going on between the greenhouse, reclaiming the pigeon coop, building a new chicken coop, trying to get the garden in. And not only just the garden, we have tripled the size of our garden. So there is a lot going on. I'm filming as much as I can as we go along, but it's a time versus weather. We've had so much rain that I want to say in the last week we had close to 3 inches, 4 inches of rain. It was a lot of rain. It was rain, but we were on a streak of nice weather, so now I'm really trying to get a lot of the work done. So anyways, that's just a little update, recap of what's been going on with us. Art, I think, is going to continue working on the greenhouse. We're hoping to get that functional within the next day or two, because I have so many plants, they're not going to fit in my dog cage anymore. There's just too many. So hopefully we can get that done. I don't know if we even told you guys we found the last piece of glass we needed. So we're cooking. It's just a lot of stuff all happening at the same time. And that's pretty typical for us, particularly in the spring. It is really late and I never ended up picking up the camera. We ended up having a EMS call that came in, and it was just a very emotional call that has taken up pretty much my entire evening. So I'm going to end the vlog here. Thanks so much for coming along, for watching. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and we'll see you for our next video. Good night.